Let me introduce you to the creative problem-solving technique of superheroes, a fantastic technique and one that I often use as an antidote to the all too often used and all too infrequently creative brainstorming process. First, remember, simple definition of creativity. Creativity is the process of generating ideas that are both novel and useful. It's as simple as that. Novel, never thought of that before. Useful, I'd like to do something with it. Now, let's talk brainstorming. What the vast majority of organisations do if they've got a serious problem, a challenge within the organisation, something they've been trying to solve and they can't fix it, what they do is they find a room, they bring the group of experts together and lock them in that room until they come up with a fresh way of thinking about things. Well, good luck with that. Never forget that those experts are the guardians, the architects no less, of the world of what is, the way we do things around here, the world in which you're trapped, surrounded by convention and tradition. Those experts are the people who police that environment. When they move on to brainstorming and idea generation, of course they're going to operate within exactly the same world in which they're trapped, for goodness sake. They'll generate a long list of ideas, but all of them will be exploring the familiar territory of that world of what is, conventional thinking. They'll give you a long list of ideas, all of which will be undoubtedly useful, but they won't be creative because they're lacking the novelty which is outside the world in which they normally operate. Now, that process of generating useful ideas is a fantastic technique within the continuous improvement environment, because what you're able to do is to select out of that long list the best of the ideas that will give you the best incremental improvement. Go away and implement it. What's not to like? But of course what you're doing is modifying the world in which you're already trapped. You are not transforming it. For that we need novelty. Now let me introduce you to the world of superheroes. What we've got with the superheroes technique is a set of cards, and on each one of these cards is the definition of a different superhero. We've got Wonder Woman, we've got the usual suspects really, we've got Batman, we've got Spider-Man, Superman, all the superheroes, and some more unusual ones as well. On each of these cards is the definition of the characteristics that makes that superhero. And within a superhero's idea generation session, what we'll do is hand those cards out so that everyone has the opportunity to read up about their superhero, and they need to channel those characteristics into their very bones. What they will then do is to undertake idea generation. We'll do a brainstorming session, but we do a brainstorming session in the style of the superhero. What we're then able to do is to look at those superhero solutions. Each one of them would solve the problem, but identify the one that's the best one, the one that would without doubt solve the problem, if only it were possible, of course. We take that solution and we interrogate it. We understand the characteristics that make it work. What we're then able to do is the second stage of the process. Having identified the superhero solution, having got the characteristics that make it work, now do what we're good at as adults, see if we can't find a useful way of delivering exactly the same characteristics. So we've taken an intermediate impossible, a novel and useless idea, we've understood why it works and how it works, and then we've gone about finding a useful way of delivering exactly the same effect. Bingo, we've got a creative solution. The essential thing to recognise as a facilitator here is that every superhero solution, provided it does indeed solve the problem, is simply a metaphor for something in the real world. This approach, this technique cannot fail. Every single one of those superhero solutions would solve the problem if only it were possible. All we need to do is translate that metaphor. It is a beautifully elegant metaphor-based technique.